I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make homemade granola. Not granola bars. I've already done an episode on that, so you should go ahead and check it out if you're interested. This is just how to make homemade granola to have on hand for whatever you might want it for, whether it's a snack, to layer in a parfait, or even to make delicious granola muffins with it. Before we get started, let's go over the ingredients. You're going to need some old-fashioned rolled oats. I have a mixture here of some walnuts and some slivers almonds, some dried raisins, some cranberries, dried cranberries, brown sugar, vanilla extract, honey, vegetable oil, cinnamon, and salt. Now, for the nuts, you can use whatever you want. For the dried fruit, if you don't like raisins and cranberries, you can use apricots, you can use dried figs, you can use dates, you can use whatever you want. As long as you've got the right amount of everything, play with whatever you've got in your pantry. Simple as that. Now the first thing you want to do is get your oven preheated to 300 degrees. You don't want it to get really, really hot because it will burn. So what should we work on next? Let's just do all the dry ingredients first. In a big bowl, I'm putting in my oats, my nuts, brown sugar, and my cinnamon and my salt. I'm going to just mix this together to combine it all. That looks good. I'm going to set that aside. In this big mixing bowl here, mixer bowl, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to put in my vegetable oil. Now here's a quick tip. I need to measure out my honey. I'm going to measure in the same little container I had my vegetable oil in, because now that the vegetable oil was in there, the honey's not going to stick. It's going to come right out really, really easy. So it's always a good tip. You can always just spray a measuring cup with nonstick spray for your honey to come out. And that works the same if you're using molasses or any kind of sticky syrup. See? Really easy. Okay, and some vanilla. Or that. Give this a good mix. Take your wet ingredients, pour it over the dry, and now patiently, with a spatula or a wooden spoon or whatever you have, just mix everything together. Looks great. I'm going to put this on a large baking sheet. You want to make sure you put it on a baking sheet that's large enough so that you have some sort of a thin layer. You don't want to put this in like a bun pan or something like that. This is a 17 by 11 inch baking sheet, and it'll be perfect. Now I'm going to put this into the oven at 300 for about 40 minutes or so, but every 15 minutes, every 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to come in and kind of mix it all together, because I want to make sure everything gets nicely browned and crisped up, but nothing burns. So then we're going to let it cool, and that's it. I'm going to show you the last step before we eat it. My granola was in the oven for about 40 minutes, and every 10 to 15 minutes I went in with my one spoon and just mix it around. Now remember one thing, after 40 minutes, your granola is still going to be really soft, but as it cools, it's going to harden. Now, I've taken mine out of the oven about 5 minutes ago, and it's really starting to harden up now, but it's still warm. And now I'm going to add in my dried fruits, which are my dried cranberries and raisins. But like I said, if you don't like this combination of nuts and fruits, tailor to whatever you like or whatever you have on hand. That's the beauty about cooking and these kinds of recipes, is that as long as you have the ratio right, be your own boss. I mean, this is what I like, so this is what I use. Now I'm just breaking this up because as it cools, it will become more difficult to break it up. So this is fabulous. Now to store this, I just put it in a cookie jar like this, put a seal on a tight lid. The oven's preheating. That's for another recipe, but you're gonna have to stick around on another episode to find out what that's gonna be. But I can tell you, it's gonna have a muffin in there somewhere. So let me give you a tip. Again, put this in a cookie jar, put a lid on it. It stays good for like a week, and it gets really, really crunchy. It's a great snack on the go. I love it, love it, love it on yogurt for breakfast. It's a quick thing. Yogurt, open it up, a handful of homemade granola, you're out the door with a delicious breakfast. That's it. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. This is really good. Go to www.laureandthekitchen.com to get the recipe. Try it out. You're really going to be super impressed about how good this is. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.